baby. That's impossible.
Hey, girl.
You look just like your mother.
I promise you, I am gonna get her back.
Genetic power has now been unleashed.
We made a terrible mistake.
The doomsday clock might be about out of time.
If our world's gonna survive,
Hello,
what matters
this
is
is
what we...
Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man. And last night, opening weekend of Jurassic World Dominion, I went ahead and I saw it. And, well, remember our rating scale, shock a thumbs up, it's good to see, I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down, it's bad to see, it's junk, I don't recommend it. And for the latest, possibly the last iteration of Jurassic World, it is a shock a thumbs down. Now, this should not come as much of a surprise to anyone who's been following the Rotten Tomato score since this movie opened up earlier this week, in many, and even earlier, maybe a week before, in a lot of places throughout the world. And, well, it has not gotten a big critical rating as well. Now, this brings back Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt returns as the raptor handler, I guess, whisperer, along with, what's her name? Bryce Dallas Howard. They're now a couple raising that child that, was cloned, apparently from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And following those events, dinosaurs have been unleashed into the world. Now, due to COVID, this movie was delayed for a while, but it's finally out. And I believe, the $143 million opening, I believe, is just for interest in where they had taken this, anticipation of something great, as I believe this box office, as high as it was this weekend, it will certainly drop due to once people see it, due to, word of mouth reaction. This also brings back some of the original cast. Jeff Goldblum returns as the chaotic theorist, Sam Neill as the paleontologist, and Laura Dern as, what was she? She was a veterinarian, I guess. I don't know exactly. She seemed, she was like an animal doctor pretty much. I'm sure it's some highfalutin title that she had actually, and probably more now. But, so this finally reunites the Jurassic Park cast, for the most part, with the Jurassic World cast. And it does so in a very clumsily awkward, by chance kind of way. Let me just say that of all the ways that I expected Jurassic World Dominion to go, storyline-wise, plot-wise, adventure-wise, to see wild dinosaurs unleashed within the public itself, having normal people, interact with dinosaurs. We saw that little clip, that YouTube clip many years ago, incident at Round Top Rock or something, where it was like in Yosemite, people camping out and then were attacked by dinosaurs in their RV. You know, and I remember looking at that and thinking at that same time, it's like, you know, why would people be camping? I mean, because it's like they weren't surprised at seeing dinosaurs, it seemed. It seems like, oh, okay, we you know, we knew dinosaurs could be roaming around out here, but we're still going to go camping out in the wilderness. And it's like, what? And you didn't expect any of this to happen? You don't have any like dinosaur spray or bear spray or something to try to scare off these dinosaurs, you know, like that would work? I don't know. I'm sure, you know, if the public was just going to go along with their lives, you know, and take these dramatic risks, not only for themselves, the adults, but then bring your children on a camping trip where dinosaurs could eat your entire family, was totally suspect. But that would have been an interesting kind of thing. That's what I kind of wanted, kind of a quasi-Godzilla. I wanted to see, this would be Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion, should have been the movie where we had the post-apocalyptic or the pre-apocalyptic struggle of mankind versus the dinosaurs. Very, you know, man versus nature, basic storyline. The military coming in, saving civilians trapped, maybe like over in the Round Top where dinosaurs are just, you know, munching away on people, even in the cities. Because this movie opens up and we see several incidents. We see those fishermen, their whole boat is capsized as, you know, their catch is just eaten up by a Plankiosaurus or something, one of those sea dinosaurs, you know, and pretty much just destroys their whole vessel. The insurance companies would be going out of business, you know, or classifying this as natural disasters. But I mean, with the amount of dinosaurs running around the world and how in the entire globe, not only the United States, so they've obviously spread throughout the world and multiplied far beyond what was released in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. You know, we see pterodactyls perched on skyscrapers in New York City. You know, people being harassed jogging on the beach by pterodactyls, you know, where they would normally, all seagulls just, you know, annoying them. Now they could be just taken off, you know, and eaten right there on the beach by pterodactyls, and people are still out jogging. It's like, you know, that's the fundamental flaw with this movie. It's like we wanted to see that, oh, you know, people's lives has certainly changed. Not taking it like, oh, COVID. It's like, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not afraid of no dinosaurs. I'm just going to go to the beach and swim in the ocean, go surfing, and bloop, you're eaten up alive by one of those, you know, ocean dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus just picked off the surfboard by a pterodactyl and you're eaten alive. And people are still willing, yes, I know a small percentage would still be going out camping, hiking, etc., you know, maybe intrigued by the thrill of seeing a live dinosaur. But I think the majority of the public, society in itself would collapse as people would not want to leave their homes without armed escorts. And this movie does not address that at all. At all. It's just that, oh, people, it's like, oh, it's just me and the dinosaurs walking down the street. Yeah, sure, I could run into a raptor, but I'm sure they're nice. It's like, no. This movie doesn't address any of that. You're not shown any of that other than just those simple clips at the beginning about, oh, these dinosaurs are annoying. Oh, they're wiping out the fishing trade or something. It's like people would be up in arms. You know, we thought maybe Jeff Goldblum would be addressing in his chaotic theory, you know, oh, the extinction of the planet, you know, the doomsday clock, as you saw in the trailer, talking to maybe Congress, the Senate, the UN. What are we going to do against these dinosaurs? No, he's addressing a company that hired him that is looking into genetic power, not nuclear power. This is the next stage of world company dominance, is in the genetic power brokerage. you know, to use dinosaurs and to research them for cures to diseases, cancer, etc., COVID, you name it, you know, because they're long-lived or whatever from ancient times, you know, they must have the secret to cure everything. It's like, really? And you think you can use that in humans? Okay, that's quite a stretch. But in doing so, and now this will be some spoilers right here, this company, Biosyn, does a fatal flaw in creating, for some stupid reason, giant genetically engineered locusts, you know, of Jurassic size, so about maybe 3 feet, you know, in size, flying around. And these giant locusts are going around, and basically they're destroying all the crops throughout the world, just like normal locusts would do, but because they're giant, they are extra hungry and able to just wipe out places not only in America, but throughout the world. And so they inadvertently, I guess, it's never really pinned down what they were trying to do making these giant locusts, because there weren't any giant locusts that were taken from that island, and it's gone out of their way to say that these were created by the company. So this isn't a normal evolution. Oh, dinosaurs are back in the wild, in nature, and so that's causing the ecosystem to revert, and you know, these locusts normally evolved back into the Jurassic size. No. And there's no governmental look into this. It's like, oh, well, you know, just all of a sudden these locusts, these giant locusts appear, and you know, they're eating up all our crops and we're all going to starve. You know, there goes the food chain, basically. No food for cattle, fish, you know, chickens, whatever. You're just going to die because, you know, there's no grains, basically, which is what, you know, or corn or whatever, that we all feed basically our, you know, farm animals, etc. Not looking at the fact that, oh, maybe there's these carnivorous dinosaurs roaming around eating everybody's cattle, you know, cows and everything else under the sun. No, they focus on something totally irrelevant. Well, not irrelevant, but something man-made, instead of the ecological disaster of just normal dinosaurs running around in the world, both on the population, on society, on the food chain. But they make a created threat of giant locusts to wipe out the food, you know, the grain stores, just to have a created threat in this, whereas the threat should have been the dinosaurs to humankind throughout the world already. Something which Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom definitely implied at the end of that show, of that movie. So basically that's the flaw of this movie. Why there isn't anything going on as they look into this is just totally ridiculous. I have no idea why they wouldn't, you know, look into any of this as a possibility for their screen, you know, for their screen test, for their screen, you know, writing guild, writer's table that they had for storylines. Maybe it would have been too dour. Maybe it would have been too difficult in special effects or something. But it's like, this seems to be the logical leap in the story following Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom to Jurassic World Dominion, the battle between man's dominion over the world or the dinosaurs' dominion over the world and mankind. And they don't even focus on any of that or even bring it up. It's not even an afterthought. They totally ignore that possibility and just go into this man-made threat of locusts. So, you know, you get a very basic, almost a James Bond kind of plot, whereas, you know, like a James Bond plot, Chris Pratt, Sam Neill, and Laura Dern, and Bryce Dallas Howard go after this company to find proof that they are behind these locusts, and to, you know, at least bring it to the public's eye so that legislation can be brought against this company and hold them accountable for the, you know, future extinction of mankind. Ridiculous. So yeah, other than that, you know, it does seem very James Bond, because this company is ran by a sinister mustache twirling tech giant a la James Bond, trying to increase his power and hold over the world, which is why he created these giant locusts in the beginning. And, you know, it very much plays out like a James Bond kind of movie. I would have rather seen this as the plot of James Bond, No Time to Die, than what we actually got in that last James Bond movie. But, you know, for whatever reason, I think there was a confusion with what they wanted to do with this franchise as far as to end it, but it doesn't really end, as they could easily continue this. You know, of course, I think this spells the end for the original actors, but there are a few new characters that are introduced in this that they could bring back for, you know, the next installment of Jurassic World. But pretty much I'm done with this. And I do not recommend that you spend any money to see this movie, and just wait till streaming to check this movie out, because of the ridiculous plot. I mean, how can you not have dinosaurs roaming the city streets throughout the world and not even pay it any heed? No, we're going to focus on these giant locusts. It's like, what? Where'd those come from? Oh, this company created it. And who's looking into this company or where these giant locusts came from? They just popped up out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about those dinosaurs, society says. We can live with it. It's like, really? It's like nobody seemed concerned about this other than Laura Dern and Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum. Even Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard didn't really care too much about, you know, the locusts destroying, you know, all the crops throughout the world. You know, they go on that side plot, as you saw in the trailers for Blue's Baby, which just happens to be poached by the company. Why? We don't know, other than, oh, we wanted this raptor. We wanted a baby raptor. It's like, why? You have other raptors. You have the technology, you can clone your own raptors. You made these, you know, dinosaurs anyways. What the heck is going on here? You know, it seems like a waste of time and money to go ahead and have poachers go throughout the globe to try to find, you know, other dinosaurs when you could just make them, you know? I mean, just grow them in the lab and then they're right there. I mean, all right, lots of flaws with this movie. I don't recommend it. Shock a thumbs down for Jurassic World Dominion. I can't say anything more about this. Is about it. All right, mahalo and aloha.